Hey, what's going on, gamers? Eric Onesimpoli here on the mic for you guys yet again. You guys got to check out the new stuff we got going on here at e-rev Network, e-rev TV. We're going to have some video on our casters now, myself included here. So as you guys can see, we got a little bit of green screen action going on right now, and we'll continue to do stuff like this. So you guys can sort of put a face to the voice, so to speak, here at e-rev TV. So, of course, we are here tonight, of course, to talk to you guys about this Alienware Arena Call of Duty Black Ops NVIDIA launch tournament. And it's going to be $1,500 on the line there, brought to you by NVIDIA. And you can't ask for more than that. That's awesome for, a free-to-play tournament here. NVIDIA putting out that money. That's just huge here for Black Ops. And we're having a lot of fun covering this event, just as we did with StarCraft 2 and Counter-Strike Source throughout the Alienware Arena tournaments here, and they continue to impress. So what we're going to do here, we'll do a little bit of a rundown here. The teams left in the tournament, do a little bit of a recap here on what we've seen thus far and some of the casts that we've been doing, to sort of give you guys some insight on the tournament and where we're headed and what the schedule is going to be like and things of that nature. So let's take a look here, guys, at what we did the last two times we were on the air for you guys. We actually saw we had an opportunity to cast two matches thus far. So we've casted HRG versus ROM, and saw a lot of people on that ROM squad that we have not seen in a while. We saw my boy Hipshot coming out of retirement there. Mr. Denham himself came out of retirement there with Starbuck. So a lot of big names on that roster. However, we did see HRG continue to roll as they are an impressive team in CTF here, and they came over from Psychological Gaming from COD 4, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's who they came over as. I might be mistaking that name right now, but they came over and they continue to impress. So ROM fell to HRG probably, I think, by 4 or 5 flag caps there on Havana, if I remember that one right. That was several weeks ago. And then the next cast that we saw, guys, was BAMF versus DPG. And those two teams need no introduction in the Call of Duty community. Those guys, BAMF and DPG, both going way, way back throughout the COD series, not just Black Ops or COD 4, COD 2, COD 1, all of the games there. And I tell you what, DPG came in as a search and destroy team in the CTF tournament, and they really they impressed me. They came in as a strong team. And they did end up losing to BAMF, and again BAMF played without some of their starters, but it turned out to be a much more exciting matchup than I think either team's really expected, frankly, more so than myself and Anger when we had the opportunity to cast it. And again, you guys can check that out in our archive on the e-rev TV site. But that one was pretty close, good matchup. I think it was a 2 or 3 cap victory for BAMF, so they did move on. And those are the two matchups that we've had the opportunity to cast thus far. And we have not had the opportunity to cast some of the better teams that are still left in this tournament. And I should say it's not that we haven't had the opportunity. It's that we've chosen not to. We've tried to pick close matchups, things that we thought you guys would enjoy us casting. So that's sort of been our reasoning behind that. And here, as we're narrowing down in the upper bracket, again, we still have the entire lower brackets to play through. Not the entire, but we have a lot of that lower bracket to play through. So as we start to narrow down the upper bracket here, let's take a look at what's left. And I'll give you my two matchups for the week here. We are going to have the match I believe we're going to cast. We may try to do both of them. I'm not sure for you guys. But again, we had some problems with CMN earlier in the week. It was supposed to be last night, but we're going to try and cast Binary versus Diverse, and that should be a good matchup. I believe that is, I want to say that's in the second or third bracket. Let me take a look real quick for you guys. I believe that's going to be bracket, let's see, maybe bracket 3. No, not bracket 3. Bracket 4. So bracket 4, unless I have these totally out of order, bracket 4 is going to be Diverse going up against Binary in the upper bracket finals. And again, the upper bracket guy is going to be on Jungle. So I have not shoutcasted Jungle at all, no matter what the game type is. But, I've played it, I've pubbed it, and it's cool to see a new map. Frankly, I've been getting tired of the same 4 or 5 maps being picked by teams and things like that. So kudos to the guys for putting out a brand new map in Jungle, and it's going to be exciting. So Diverse, again, versus Binary. We've casted Binary and Diverse here throughout the beginning of Black Ops. And Binary, I think, if you guys want the one-sum prediction, I think Binary rolls on this one. I think it'll be a close matchup. We're going to cast it. Will be a good one. My prediction, though, is for Binary. And then the other close matchup that I think we're going to see in this upper bracket here, let me cycle through and find which bracket that's going to be in for you guys. The last bracket, so I believe it's bracket 7. Bracket 7 is going to be Team Dynamic versus Team Empyrean. So this should be, again, another close matchup. Empyrean, again, giving Banff their first loss here in the Alienware Arena NVIDIA launch tournament here. So Empyrean playing strong, and again, another team that's carried over pretty well throughout the COD series, and a pretty strong CTF team. Pretty strong team overall, really, if we're being frank. So, those are my two matchups for the week. When we look at the rest, and I'm going to predict Dynamic in that one. Dynamic, it would be great to see Dynamic and Binary meet somewhere along the lines again, as again, Binary handed Dynamic that epic loss to take them out of the number one seed, or number one spot there in North America. So, the other teams playing in the upper bracket are going to have BL Gaming versus Nexus. I want to remind everybody that is not the Nexus the majority of the Call of Duty community is familiar with that came out at the beginning of the game. But again, should be a pretty decent matchup. In bracket 5, we have VVV, who is one of the premier teams in CTF. However, I could not tell you a whole lot about Ascendancy, who is their opponent in the upper bracket. Thus why I did not pick that match as one of my matchups this week. So Vision, Valor, Victory still in it. They are definitely somebody to watch there. Now, interestingly enough, this bracket has not played out all the way. I believe this is bracket number 3. We're going to have Dream Team still in it. Dream Team, those guys have been all over the place in Call of Duty, and I have to say I've always enjoyed their presence playing with them on TWL. I've played TWL, had a lot of fun. Had more fun playing TWL than I had in a long time in Call of Duty 4 there towards the end of the game. However, Lollards of Lancaster is still in that bracket, and they are a very, very strong team. So look for them to advance whenever they get caught up on their matches. And also left is it going to be Psychological Gaming, who I believe is HRG. Not 100% positive on that. That will be HRG. So we've casted them there under the Psychological Gaming name on the website for Alienware Arena. However, they will be playing Red Zone in the finals of that bracket. So stay tuned for that. Also, Legion Gaming going up against Adaptive Gaming. They're in bracket number 1. So those are your teams left in the upper bracket. Again, we still have everything left in the lower bracket. The majority of these teams that are still playing still have a berth. Pretty much all of them, other than those who went out in the first and second round. So a lot of teams left here in the NVIDIA Black Ops launch tournament. Again, $1,500 on the line. I want to say that's $750 first, $500 second, $250 for third. So, again, kudos to NVIDIA putting out the money for this game, trying to help the Call of Duty community out, and Alienware Arena for putting it together. And so that is going to be our breakdown here for the bracket, what's left in it. You guys make sure you stay tuned for the cast. Again, we've had some scheduling issues sort of with the anti-cheat being up, being down, and having to reschedule things around our other games that we're casting. Speaking of which, make sure you guys check out HON, League of Legends, Left 4 Dead, all that kind of stuff coming from e-rev TV as we continue to impress, if I say so myself. So, also, as I mentioned to you guys, we're going to have webcams, HD webcams on the majority of our casters now. So make sure you guys check that out. And again, that'll just about do it here. And I hope you guys enjoy the cast. This should air right before our next Alienware Arena cast. And I'll see you guys next week. We'll do another breakdown here of what's left in the bracket. And I hope you guys enjoy. So for everybody at e-rev TV, my man Anger, who couldn't be on video this week as we just couldn't seem to schedule things together. But again, we'll be on video together eventually before this is all said and done. And everybody else at e-rev TV right now, my video guys and all that stuff from the Black Ops community and all that stuff. My name is Eric Pauly, and I was your host for the night. And hopefully you guys enjoy the cast, and hopefully I'm on the cast. Barring any unforeseen difficulties between the time I record this and the time we cast. So, that's going to be it for me, guys. I am out of here.